Sue, if you'll come and do the honors with Sue Hobbs.
Well, I don't feel like I'm a guest. I feel like I'm just back home.
Well, you are.
This is homecoming.
I
am Sue Hobbs, and I'm a member of the Kingsport Evening Club. Have been for about 21 years. I got started in Civitan through my employment. They were real urgent on us being active in the community, and so that's how I got started. I feel like that the Lord did have a hand in me doing this because my husband was alive at the time, and what we did together while we tried to prove it with each other, and I said I'll be gone a couple nights a week, and that was fine. So he died very shortly after I joined Civitan, and so Civitan was something to keep me busy and keep my mind, I feel like, where it should be, and give me an opportunity to do things in the community. And so I feel like that the Lord had a hand in me being where I am today. And when I was governor, I visited a lot of clubs, and I just feel like I'm a member of each club. And so that makes me feel real good. A member of the club here invited me over to come and to give you a few thoughts on the 4 chaplains that gave their lives for other people so that they could live. And so I'd like to share this with you first, and it's just entitled The 4 Chaplains, Torpedo Alley. Just the mere mention of it was enough to make terror in the hearts of soldiers. It was in the 1940s, World War II, the latest war to end all wars. America was at what was defined as total war. Every sector of American society was focused on winning this war. Automobile factories stopped making cars. Some built tanks, and others built jeeps. Women who had been housewives took up the slack in the factories, filling the shoes of men who had enlisted. These women would do as much in the war as anyone. The American ship, the Dorchester, with 902 soldiers aboard, was about to sail through Torpedo Alley. In peacetime, the Dorchester had been a luxury liner, but now, in this total war, the Dorchester was stripped of its amenities and used as a crew transport ship. Torpedo Alley was a stretch of ocean in the North Atlantic known to be infested with German subs. Time and again, the Germans would attack American ships in Torpedo Alley. Time and again, American ships and the souls on board would sink to the frigid, bottomless waters of the Northern Atlantic. A week out of New York, the captain received word of German subs lurking in Torpedo Alley. His orders, full steam ahead. So on February the 3rd, 1943, in the dark of night, only 150 miles from its destination of Greenland, a German torpedo would slice through the hull of Dorchester. The water poured in. The lights went dark. Panic ensued. Every man's thought was to get back to deck. And I just can see that and visualize that in my mind. Amid the chaos that would arise were 4 men. 4 men who spoke calmly. 4 men who were able to bring a measure of order to the situation. 4 men who, before the night was over, would save many lives and go down in history as the legendary 4 chaplains. The 4 were an unlikely match of fellows: a Catholic priest, a Jewish rabbi, a Methodist minister, and a minister from the Dutch Reformed faith. And as an unlikely match as they were, they had become best of friends. They had gone through chaplain's training together. There on the ice deck of the Dorchester, the 4 chaplains gave calming words of encouragement. They handed out life jackets and directed soldiers toward the lifeboat. And when the life jackets ran out, the chaplains, almost in unison, without any discussion, removed their own life jackets and gave them to the men who had none. As the Dorchester sank into the cold northern Atlantic, the 4 chaplains could be seen on deck from the lifeboats, linked arm in arm, braced against the railing. They sang songs and prayed as the waves crashed in over their heads. The 4 men that gave their lives, number 1 was Rabbi Alexander Good. He was from Pennsylvania. He was only 32 years old with a wife and 3-year-old daughter. Number 2, Reverend George Fox from Vermont. He was age 42 with a wife and 2 children. Father John Washington, age 32, from New Jersey, with a large family of 8 brothers and sisters. Reverend Clark Poland, age 30, from Ohio, a wife and 2 children. But they didn't hesitate when they stepped up and gave their life jackets to someone else. That is true Christian love for one another. One observer from a lifeboat had said it was the finest thing he had ever seen this side of heaven. If we all had that compassion and all for our fellow man today, wouldn't it be a better world in which to live? I'd like to share this little thought with you before I go. And it says, you are richer today than yesterday. If you have laughed often, given much, forgiven still more. If you have made stepping stones out of stumbling blocks. If you have thought more in terms of you than me. If you have managed to be cheerful even if you were weary. Or if you have given a smile to someone who had none left to give. And we need to think in our everyday lives of how we come in contact with people and how it affects people. I gave the eulogy for a dear friend of mine once. And something that I never thought I could do, and I've done it several times since. But anyway, she had a beautiful smile. And I come across a poem about what a smile meant. And I went to visit this lady at the hospital, and in talking with her, right before she died, I got a smile out. I said, right then, I knew the meaning of the smile. So I hope we all know the meaning of human life and what we need to think of one another.